Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews, where I got a couple of Aldi beers again, just to get the Sunday started. I was in the city yesterday and was on it most of the day, but yeah, never really got to a stage where I got too pissed. So got home all right, then did a couple of beer reviews, and then had a sleep in this morning, and yeah, we're at it again. So these two, they're known as Storm Brewing Company. But that seems to just be the name of like the Aldi beers in Australia, because I had some recently called Rivet, which went under the Storm like headline or whatever it is. But they were brewed in Vietnam, whereas Storm Premium, this is brewed in Australia. I dare say it seems to be like a James Bogue sort of look to it. So it could be Tasmania, or if not, it's probably Cooper's. They do a lot of like contract brewing. So you got the premium version, and then you've got the super dry, which definitely is a bit of an Asahi super dry takeoff. This one it says brewed in New Zealand, I think. I did read it somewhere before. Yeah, made in New Zealand. Down the bottom there. So yeah, the last ones were Vietnam. This one's Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, it's sort of like the ones I had the other day was sort of the cheap version beers at Aldi, and then this is sort of the next step up. So yeah, I thought I'd give them a go side by side. Hopefully everyone's well and having a good weekend. We've got Ghost in the chat. Good to see you, mate. I've seen you on Drew's panel before. And then Evie. Yeah, late again, mate. And Joe. Good to see you. So yeah, I have had these beers before, and I know they're better than those Rivet ones. So yeah, it's just interesting to see how they go next to each other. I've got my little dimple glass, and yeah, I've got a full fridge of like really good beers at the moment. I don't really have any smashes apart from these, so that's why I thought I want to have a couple of beers today. And like be online and stuff. But yeah, it was like I don't have enough to sort of get me going. Like, so I thought I'll do two basic beers, and then I might do two of something else on another video. We'll see what happens. I haven't scheduled anything yet. So, but yeah, I got some American stuff yesterday. I really should have got a 6-pack of some more Aldi beer or some VB or something, but I just didn't think of it. Looks all right. So yeah, as I said, the bottle, the labeling, it looks very much like James Bogue's, or even there's a European one with similar. But yeah, it's like a dark straw color. Yeah, pretty active carbonation, probably medium. About a 2-finger white head, and yeah, clear as day. Pretty much see straight through it. Let's go a whiff. Yeah, it's got that usual macro lager smell, like bready, grainy, touch of lemon, grassy. Smells like it's got like a slight bit of tartness to it as well. Might be just like lemon zest. But just the quality, just on the nose compared to those other ones. If you want cheap beer, Southeast Asia's where it's at. But yeah, considering these are brewed in Australia, they're pretty good value for money. Because yeah, it's, as I've said millions of times, it's hard to get a cheap beer in Australia, just with our taxes. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Bit of sweetness from the malt. It's actually, yeah, it's not too dry, this one. I've got the feeling like this is going to be more of a sweet option and the next one's dry. I think these ones, dude, were about, I think it worked out about $2 each. I think they were about 11 or $12 for the 6 pack, which I mean, in other countries is expensive, but for us, that's cheap. They can get a whole case of beer in America for about $20 and they have a whinge. Yeah, it's quite decent, this. It's so much better than the rivets. So, like, yeah, if someone was a bit struck for cash and they said, "Oh, what's the beer like at Aldi?" I'd say if you're going to get some of their home brand, definitely lean more towards the Storms than the Rivets. I think the Rivets they're a lot dearer than what they used to be. I know you used to be able to get a whole case of Rivet for about $20, but I think now it's about like 30 or 35. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you go to the supermarket these days, and it's hard to get a beer for under like $4 each. It's ridiculous. And that's like shit beer. You having a drink today, dude? I'd imagine it'd be pretty nice weather up in Sydney. It's been pretty good down here. When I was in Melbourne yesterday, the sun was out. It was quite nice. At one stage, I was sitting in a beer garden just thinking, I can't wait for summer again. Check out this pub I went to yesterday, Joe. I'll show you. Actually, I might be able to. I'll send you the photo. Actually, no, I'll just put it up on the screen. Be a bit easier, then other people can see it as well. How cool's that look? And then that's the inside of it. It's real narrow, real old school looking. And I just wrote up there, such a sexy looking pub. It's in Fitzroy. I feel like I want to do a pub crawl in Fitzroy. Just go to a lot of the old school pubs. Like obviously they're not going to have great beer, but they just have a bit of a look at them and lap it up. It'd be good to do it with a group of mates. Oh damn! So yeah, every now and then when I do my like city little adventures, I put up stories on Instagram. Because before I had a YouTube channel, I had a beer Instagram, and I used to use that a fair bit. But it's sort of gone a bit wayside since I started YouTube. If I could compare this beer to an Australian option, I'd say like it tastes like to me it's sort of similar to like Bogues and Cascade, like the Tasmanian beers. I feel like the Tasmanian beers they have really like good water quality. Um, they're not huge on the hops or the bitterness. They've got a bit of sort of sweetness from the malt. That's sort of what I get from this. A lot of New Zealand macro beers, I sort of find the same thing. It's almost like the water quality's so good. They'll just go like a light sort of hop base and malt base, and it's just like an easy drinking beer. They'll try and get it around the sort of 4 to 5%. Little Creatures. Little Creatures is in Geelong and Fremantle. That's where their breweries are. As far as I don't know if they own pubs or what, but yeah. How are you, Steve? Yeah, I've got them there a few times, dude, but just not recently because they've had the same ones in there, and just as a reviewer, I'm always trying to find sort of newer stuff. Um, yeah, I get them occasionally as sort of smasher beers, but they're a little bit more expensive than other stuff. So we quite often in my local store, it's only about a 5 minute walk from where I live. We get Polana, we get Schoff. Is it Schofferhofer, the orange one? Um, we quite often get the Hofbrau, and there's like another one that we get. I wish they got Augustina. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, they get a pretty good range in there, especially considering it's like a small country town. But yeah, well, I feel like they get a good range, but because it's a small country town, they don't get a huge supply. So you sort of got to be quick. Quite often, I'll see an empty space on a shelf when I go in there, and then I see the tag, and I'm like, "Fuck it." I do walk past there every day though, so I try and make a habit of going in there at least once or twice a week just to see what they have in there at the time, in case there's something really good. So yeah, when I decided to go live at this time, I thought, oh, it's probably going to be no one around, but oh, it's good. I just couldn't be bothered starting early this morning. I was saying last night that I'd get up and join some UK panels and that, but when I woke up, Simo's was going, and I was just like, I'm in no rush. Like, there's no need to bloody get stuck into it so early, especially because I don't go back to work till tomorrow afternoon. So I'm better off just taking my time, just chilling, doing some afternoon reviews, and yeah. Yeah, foreigners in Brunswick, dude. Lager brewery, owned by some Czech guys. When you said foreigner, I'm like, oh, that's awesome, foreigner. And then I was like, oh, I'm wearing the hat. Yeah, foreigners like a little tiny microbrewery in an industrial area in Brunswick. And yeah, it's owned by, I think it's two Czech guys, but they have like a couple of staff members that just work the bar for them, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you go in there, it's tiny little setup, but the guys, they've always got music cranking. They have like disco lights. They'll have like trivia, sometimes some dance party sort of stuff. And one thing I always enjoyed, like the guy will ask you if you want to hear particular songs, or he'll show you around the brew kit, or he'll even be like cooking up toasted sandwiches for you and stuff, and like not charging, just as a like a hospitable thing he does. Like you're there having beers, having a chat, he'll cook up some sangers for you. Like I just think that's cool. But the quality of especially their Czech Pilsner, they've got like a Czech Pilsner, a black IPA, a pale ale. I think that's their three core beers, and then they just have some limiteds around that. But yeah, their Czech Pilsner's fucking amazing. Like it'd be in the top three in Australia. But in saying that, don't get the cans if they're old. They don't hold very well. I think that they're definitely the sort of brewery you need to visit them at the Source or at a festival. Their cans are just no good. I think they've just got a shitty canning machine, and they never seem that the freshness just goes straight away. I did a live from there a couple of months ago, and well, like me and the bar dude absolutely hammered. We were just talking shit and listening to music, and I did a live from there. I One thing that's annoying is yesterday at the bar I was at, I had the Wi-Fi to go live. I had my laptop with me, but the music was way too loud, so I couldn't do it because there was heaps of other people there enjoying the music. So I'm like, it's fair enough. Like I was enjoying it myself. So I scrubbed that. I thought, nah, fuck it, it's all good. And then I went to Rocky Ridge, and I could definitely have done one there. And they gave me the Wi-Fi password, and it wouldn't work. I'm like, has he written it down wrong? I tried all these different combos, and then I went back to another girl and said, look, I'm here for a couple of beers. I've got my laptop and I got the Wi-Fi password, but it just won't work. And she goes, nah, it's right. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on, because I was going to do a live stream from there and taste like I would have bought like 4 different beers and just talked about them while I was at the brewery. It would have been good. There was quite a few people there, but I was just in one of those moods where I didn't really care if people were sort of looking at me, wondering what I was doing. It's sort of a big enough space to. I was sort of sitting in a little area where there wasn't too many people around. As long as you can talk, like at least if it's spread out and it's like there's people around and it's loud, you can still do a stream and you're just talking quietly to the camera like I am now. And like the people just assume you're just having a chat to someone online, sort of thing. And it doesn't even make a difference to anyone. But yeah, if you're doing it and it's real quiet and it's only like you and say one other person near you, it's like they're going to hear everything you say. So that's when it's a bit awkward. I only do it if I'm not going to make others sort of feel uncomfortable. So yeah, I've just about finished this one. So yeah, as I said, felt like it's got some sweetness to it. It's like bready, grainy. Yeah, not very dry, not very bitter. Um, yeah, it's got that usual sort of noble hop character, like lemon and grass, and maybe a little peppery note. Um, where Sydney Road is and the main Brunswick train station. So you go from Sydney Road to the train station, then you keep going down that road, and there'd be a brewery called Co-Conspirators. It's like a brick building, and it's got like a circular lit up logo on the side of the building. It's across from a park, I think the park's like got sports grounds and stuff there. So anyway, where that area is, there's a big industrial area in behind that. It's got like there's like a foosball place. There's trying to think what else is in that area. Yeah, I can't sort of remember, but anyway, it's in behind that. So if you're coming from Sydney Road, I think it's called Victoria Street. Anyway, if you're coming from Sydney Road, you go past the train station on your left, keep going, and your park grounds are on the left as well. Well, it's on the right hand side down a laneway. Yeah. There's actually quite a few like craft breweries in that area. So yeah, I'll go on to the next one. So yeah, that was the Australian brewed one. Now for the Kiwi one. So yeah, as I said, definitely a rip off of Asahi Super Dry. Same names, same colours. So Asahi Super Dry is a Japanese beer. A lot of the Japanese macros sort of have that similar flavour to them, and they're all sort of like dry finish. Yes, good. That's good. I like it. Fuck yeah. Hey, I was listening to him again in the shower. When I have quite often, if I have a shower and I'm not in a hurry, I've got like a speaker in there, so I just hook up the phone and the Spotify and get the tunes cranking, and like it ends up. You go from just having a quick like 5-10 minute shower to about 20 minutes to half an hour, just fucking singing along and just the warmth, not wanting to get out. I was listening to sort of a bit of a mix, couple of songs off each album. I feel like out of the 4 albums so far, I definitely enjoy "Take Me to Eden" and what's the first full album called? I can't fucking think. Sundowning. So at the moment, from what I've heard, I've been listening to them fucking shitloads in the last few weeks. "Take Me Back to Eden" would be my favourite album. "Sundowning" would be second. "Even in Arcadia" would be third, and "This Place Will Become Your Tomb" fourth. But in saying that, Tomb and Arcadia have got some fucking awesome songs on there, like especially Arcadia. But just as an album as a whole, I just feel like there's not as many solid songs. Yeah, fuck, I'm loving them though. Like they're almost like my favorite band at the moment. It's just so epic that they can just have so many genres in like one song and just switch with ease. So appearance in this one, it's probably a little lighter in colour, but not much. Um, the head sort of went pretty quick. It's a bit. It would have been about a finger or two. Yeah, white. It's like fluffy. Left a bit of a trail on the glass. This one's probably clearer as well. Like the other one, I said clear as day, but this one I can see my clothes hanging on the rack in front of me. Yeah, and it doesn't seem as carbonated. So like light carbonation. I'd say yeah, light body too. Yeah, yep. See, I'm not a drummer. I'm more of a guitarist, but like I appreciate awesome drumming, especially because I've got a lot of mates that are good drummers, and you can just tell this guy's phenomenal. Like just some of his fills and shit, it's just like what the fuck. And he'll have all this shit that's like I don't know, sort of offbeat, and then yeah, just changes it up. I seen him do a master class. He was just like playing all this shit, and oh man, it was phenomenal. But yeah, the guy's voice is fucking like breathtaking, and just the register, like he's got this falsetto and vibrato that's like absolutely phenomenal, and then he can like sing sort of real deep as well, and change from one to the other. Cheers, Alex. Good to see you, dude. Hopefully, you're tucking into some beers this weekend. Yeah, when you sent me the link for your show, dude, I was in the city. I went to Melbourne and was at a couple of bars, so I couldn't join you. Phil Collins, yeah, good, cool. I'm just drinking some cheap beers from Aldi at the moment, but I'm going to have some good stuff soon, mate. Have you ever had? There's a brewery called Knee Deep, Alex. Knee Deep, and they're like their characters on their bottles and their cans are little hop characters with like happy or angry faces. I don't. They're from the US. I think they might be California though, so you might not have seen them. But yeah, we used to get them in Australia like years ago, and now they're sort of started coming back. And they've got a beer called Breaking Bud, which is a bit of a takeoff of Breaking Bad, the TV show. Yeah, well, anyway, I had Breaking Bud and I had Double Breaking Bud yesterday, and they were both really good. Good West Coast beers. Cool. Yeah, the snare dude. Fuck yeah. And like, I'm not usually a big fan of synth, like in music, but I don't know why. It's just like whatever Sleep Token does now. It's like I enjoy it. It's like I'm that big of a fan, and yeah, like I've been exposed to so much different stuff that they can do. It's like no matter what. I mean, they are going to bring out stuff that you're not going to enjoy as much as others, but like I appreciate their diversity, sort of thing. They'll have some random synth thing, and you're like, "What's going on here?" And then all of a sudden, it'll turn into like reggae. Then he'll do like a big scream, and then it'll be like fucking black metal. It's it's just so fucking fierce, and it's like I just can't believe how they can make it work. Yeah, yeah. So it's called Knee Deep, and then the other one I had was called Cellar Maker. They're from California as well. Cellar Maker. I think they've got a bit of hype to them. They had some beers that were pretty expensive. What I had from them was really good quality. I brought, yeah, like I bought a couple of cellar makers. Yeah, got them back home and some knee deeps as well. And then I got sort of a mix of like Australian and New Zealand stuff. I found a garage project beer that's a collab with a Taiwanese brewery. I thought that's pretty cool. Cheers, Ghost. Good to see you, brother. I said hello to you earlier when you would have said something before I'd started. Hope you're well, dude. I seen you on Drew's stream with Josh. I just hadn't joined anything this morning. I was in no hurry to get started. The old time difference is sort of like it's shitting me lately. When I used to work nights, it was just easy to hang out with all you guys, like when I wasn't working. But now that I work sort of more days and afternoons, that you just notice the time difference more. It's like it's so fucking hard trying to organise times to hang out with, especially people from the US. Nah, just a review, buddy. I won't be having anyone on this one, but when I do a stream, I'll invite you up here, mate. Yeah, I'm just reviewing these two Aldi beers and then heading off. I'll definitely get you up here though next time I have panel on. Yeah. But yeah, you'll find with my reviews, Alex, is I talk a lot of shit to the chat. So a lot of times people will come in and think that it's a hangout. It's just what I do. It's sort of it's like the positive, but also the negative of going live. These two beers are so much better quality than those rivets. I'm trying to see if I still have the. Yeah, so that was the other ones I was talking about. So they're the sort of the cheap Aldi beers. You've got a Rivet Lager, a Rivet Draft, which is a red can, and a Rivet Gold, which is the mid strength, sort of like 4X Gold. So yeah, if you want real cheap, you go for them, but the difference in quality between them and these is like night and day. So I think if you're leaning someone towards some cheap beers at Aldi, definitely recommend them the Storms. Exactly, Evie. I love it. But yeah, it's like some people get real annoyed. They're like, why don't you let people up on your panel? It's like, because it's not a panel show, it's a review. You can normally tell just by my heading or my picture if it's going to be like a hangout thing, because it won't be a photo of a beer, it'll be some silly photo, and then the name will say like something stupid and then hangout, and it'll have like a heap of hashtags or whatever. Whereas when it's a review, it'll say the name of the beer and a photo of the beer. So to me, it's obvious, but some people just don't see it. Oh, yeah, cool. I forgot about the old dag. So, yeah, this one's definitely not as sweet. It's like quite dry, sort of mild bitterness. You're not getting like as much of that sort of lemon note. It is there though. It's sort of like more. I don't know. I feel like it's lighter in the hop character than the last. I actually, in all honesty, just from having a couple of sips of that dry, I feel like I prefer that one. Maybe I'm biased Australian. Nah, I think this one's just got a bit more hop character to it. This one definitely tastes more like a Japanese macro beer. But yeah, the quality of these is so much better than the rivets. I must admit, though, the mouthfeel and the appearance on this one's really good. It's got that sort of like creamy top. Very easy drinking. I don't know if I mentioned the percent, but the Storm Premium is 4.6. And then the Super Dry is pretty sure it's 5. Yeah, 5. So that's 1.3 standard drinks. And I think this one's 1.2. Yeah. So normally beers like that, if you've got a pretty good tolerance to alcohol, you could probably have 2 and drive. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but that's normally like, yeah, if you're sort of a normal bloke that has like a few beers every now and then. If you're like a little female, you'd probably only have one and still not be right. Yeah, so Steve, the rivets are Vietnamese. The Storm Premium is Australian. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Tasmanian brewed or Coopers. It's just got that. It tastes to me like a Tasmanian macro. It's got that James Boag's Cascade sort of water quality to it. And this one's New Zealand, but yeah, it tastes like a Japanese, like an Asahi. Yeah, good little experiment. It's funny though, like these type of beers, you'll have them just by themselves, and they're not really that memorable, even though they might go all right. And you just sort of think, oh, they all taste the same. But when you drink them side by side, you notice like they're heaps different. So yeah, the big question is now, what am I going to review this afternoon? I am considering doing those 2 Breaking Buds. Do a little side by side, 2 Breaking Buds. So it's Breaking Bud, the single IPA, and the double Breaking Bud. And they're from Knee Deep. I think they're out of California. Just 2 West Coasts that are like real piney and resinous. Or I could do maybe a fruit sour from One Drop. Or a Mountain Culture Westie, or one of the Salamaker beers. I think I got a hazy and a West Coast from them. Um, yeah, I've got plenty of options there. I was going to do the Mountain Culture Stouts, as in all of them in one show. Now I've found out they've just brewed another one, so there's going to be 4. So that's going to be a huge show when I do that. 4, 4 Mountain Culture Impy Stouts all in one show. I might have to make that like a Saturday afternoon or something. Out of the Sleep Token you've heard, Steve, like have you listened to them much? If so, like what's a couple of your favourite songs? I have had sake in the past. It was actually when I was a lot younger. One of my dad's mates used to travel to Japan all the time, and he'd always bring stuff back with him. So yeah, me and his son used to drink it a fair bit. But yeah, that was before I was even into craft beer. So yeah, it's like I don't know. honestly haven't had it for so long, I don't even really remember much about it. It's something I need to get into. Next time I hear someone goes to Japan, I should ask them if they can get me some, bring it back. I just don't know anyone well enough that's been there recently. You get a lot of Aussie guys that are into skiing and snowboarding and go to Japan regularly because the slopes here are so fucking expensive. Yeah, no, you'll have to check them out, Evie. I might have to write a few songs down for you to check out. It's good if someone guides you and they'll tell you a few songs just so you don't go in there sort of blind and not knowing what to listen to first. Like I could give you a couple of their sort of slower, like melodic songs first, and then you'll be like, "Fuck yeah!" And then all of a sudden, I'll get you some of the heavier ones. Yeah, yeah. One thing I got yesterday was a wheat wine. It's a collaboration between Pahala out of Estonia. They're real good with their dark beers. And Weinstefana, the fucking oldest brewery in the world in Germany. So that's really interesting. It's going to make for a good review. Unfortunately, it's got a fucking wax top. The old wax tops, they can be real annoying. Cheers, Lady G. Hope you're well, mate. I think a song that if you're gonna introduce females to Sleep Token to sort of ease them into it, I reckon Euclid would be a good song just because of the like I don't know real joyful sort of piano and it's sort of like sad. Yeah, that's a Sleep Token song, Evie, that he's talking about. I want to get a hoodie, a Sleep Token hoodie. It'd be pretty cool. I've seen a lot of sort of fake ones, but yeah, it'd be cool to get the real deal, but it's probably hard to get them in Australia. They'd be awesome to see live. Apparently, too, they're the sort of band if you play their stuff, like you know how there's been times I've played some music and got copyright troubles. Apparently, they're one of the worst. Like as soon as you start playing them, you can get blocked straight away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why. I'm normally ahead of the game when it comes to a lot of music, but with them, it was like I've only just got into them in the last sort of year or so. I just haven't been exposed to them. It's like they hadn't really been talked about much. It probably doesn't help because I'm in the country and stuff, and a lot of my musical mates and stuff that I used to sort of share tunes with, I haven't seen as much lately. But yeah, you would have thought I would have come across them on like YouTube and Spotify and all that sort of shit. Yeah, the summoning's unreal. The offering's good. Yeah, Take Me Back to Eden. That's an awesome title track. So is Even in Arcadia. I like the opening track of Even in Arcadia. just the one thing that's a bit annoying is when he keeps saying that same sentence over and over again. Cheers, Dan. Good to see you. Cheers, Juzzy. How's your weekend going, mate? Probably working both days. Just chilling at home today. I'm just cracking my first beer. It's 2 beers though. But yeah, they're just basic Aldi beers. I just wanted to review them, get them out of the way, and then get on to some decent shit. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I did too. I'd been up at 3:30 every morning this week, and then yesterday because I went to Melbourne, I sort of got up relatively early again, and then today was sort of the only day I could have a sleep in. So I think I got up at about would have been about 9:30, which is like quite a fair sleep in for me. Evie, let your hair hang down. So yeah, the big decision is what do I want to go next? Because it's like, yeah, it's annoying that every beer I've got in the fridge is a beer for review. Otherwise, I probably would have done a hangout and just chilled and talked shit and just drank whatever beers and not have to worry about sort of reviewing them and stuff. That's why I thought it might be good if I do another 2 beer review because then I'll still be going for a while and can still talk shit with you. Midday. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If they come back to like have they been I'm assuming they've been to Australia before. Definitely want to see them if they come back here. Yeah, see, one of the websites that popped up on my Instagram, it had their clothing. It was fake, but it looked really good. And there was a black hoodie, and it had like sleep token down the sleeve, the little logo on the front, and then on the back it had the huge like figure, like with the wings and stuff and the sword. It looked so good. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, North Lane are going to be at that Parkwaves festival, so that should be good. Yeah, when I went into that first bar yesterday, or not the first one, the second one, the guy, when I first went in there, the guy had like old school Queens of the Stone Age playing. And then he had a few other bands, and yeah, it was just like the vibe was real good. I'm just sitting there tapping away like I'm playing drums. Then I said to him, I go, you're making me want to go to a gig, brother. These tunes are awesome. I just love when you go to a bar and they're playing rock and metal because, yeah, so many places you go to now, it's like hip hop and fucking shitty American countdown radio music. So yeah, if I was to score these out of 5, I think I gave the rivets around the 3 mark. But yeah, as I said, these are better quality. I feel like this one here, I'd probably say about a 3.5. And then the dry one, I'd say probably it'd be around 3.3, 3.4, somewhere around there. Yeah, they're so much better than the rivets. You just tell the quality of ingredient, the water, just everything about them. I just wish this had the percentage of this. So yeah, this is 4.6, this is 5. But yeah, if you prefer a drier finish, sort of less hop character, this one would be the pick, but that's why I like this one. It's got like a little bit of sort of malty sweetness and yeah, a bit more hop bite. Yeah. Good little experiment. Beer science. Blood Church. Cool. I'll do it right now. I'll put them on my Spotify ready to listen to. Where are they from? Blackened deathcore band from the UK. Debut EP God Complex out now. Cool. Just from the picture, they look like they'd be real heavy. And the good thing about them is they look like they're quite small. You did say Blood Church, yeah? Is that them? The good old Midlands. Oh. So yeah, hit the old thumbs up if you haven't already, guys. I'll wrap it up shortly, and yeah, as I said, I'm probably going to be back soon with something else. I might just have a little break in between. I want to, hang out with the dogs for a couple, like 10 minutes or so out in the backyard. It's nice and sunny out there. While I'm out there, I'll be going through the beer fridge. Cheers, South Aussie. Good to see you, bro. Just consumed 2 Aldi beers. Just to do a little side by side of some cheaper products. So yeah, the 2 Storm beers. They're, as far as Aldi's home brand sort of stuff goes, I feel like these 2 are the better ones in the store. The rivets are a bit cheap and nasty, brewed in Vietnam, so don't expect much from them. But yeah, I gave the Aussie brewed one, the premium. That's my pick out of the bunch. About a 3.5 out of 5. And yeah, you can sort of get them for around $2 a bottle, which in Australia is obviously cheap. in America, you could probably get a really good beer for $2 a bottle. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I might do another macro beer tomorrow for Macro Monday. I have a particular Asian beer in the fridge. But yeah, I'll throw in a craft beer as well, probably afterwards. It'll just depend on what time I get home from work because I'm on Arvos and quite often we do overtime. So yeah, my review tomorrow night will be sort of late, like what I've been doing anyway, but a little bit later. But yeah, hang out. Like if you're still around in the next sort of half hour or so, I'll do another review then. So I may see you again shortly. But yeah, if not, have a good weekend and yeah, we'll see you whenever we see you. Cheers.